can't see because there's a ghost in the way.
You can't see? It's okay. I have one eye.
Red leather, yellow
You
leather.
look like you've just popped out of a Harry Potter movie.
I am Mad-Eye Moody right now.
Yeah, you're Mad-Eye Moody
yeah.
before he
Speak
found
directly
the
into the
eye.
mic.
Today I'm Mad-Eye Moody.
He's really quiet.
Am I really quiet? Or am
Yeah.
I adorable?
There we go.
That's better.
Yeah.
It's me. Hey, how are you? You said
How
more
are you doing?
character?
Oh my god, why is it so steamy in your glasses?
It's hot.
Welcome to the Chicken Coop podcast. This is episode something.
This episode sponsored by Zyrtec, your
And-
all-in-one allergy cure.
And After Eights and Smarties. And
Read it. Say the name. What is that called, Alex?
Haikai-san.
3, 2, 1.
Haikai-san. Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah.
My glasses are so foggy, aren't they?
Yes. They
Yeah,
are.
dude,
Yeah,
how did
no.
they get that foggy?
Because my eye is hot.
With two T's.
Oh, yeah.
Damn.
All right. Well, I was called out of a deep sleep to perform this.
Exorcism.
Yeah, tonight.
Potential exorcism.
I was asleep in bed and I got a rap at my window, and
And it was an
two-
owl. And the owl said to him,
Wake up.
"We're going to Hogwarts, bitch!" So now we're here.
Yeah, so now we're talking about Hogwarts.
Yeah.
Legacy.
So we've just
No.
had some news that, confirmed news that HBO is making a Harry Potter TV show, and it's going to be a decade-long.
7 series.
Yeah, yeah. So
I mean,
they're going to do at least a book per season.
Can I just say that I'm pretty sure, like, on episode 2 or 3, I said that this was going to happen.
Yeah.
I called this so far in advance. I mean, it's something that I wanted to happen for a long time as well.
Personally, I'm actually really excited.
Yeah.
It gives them a chance to retcon some of J.K. Rowling's oops, I didn't think of that.
Possibly.
To kind of
no,
fix
no.
Possibly.
it.
Well,
No,
well,
like,
so
the big
you
po-
both think it's a good idea. I also think it's a good idea.
You just think it's too soon.
It's exciting.
It's premature.
Because
It is-
what you
are
wanted
doing? You
was...
turn me down?
Yeah, a little bit. You were clipping.
So I know what you want. You wanted the original cast to play the professors in the next series.
No,
So you
no,
wanted
no.
Daniel Radcliffe to be
No,
like
I just think
70
it still needs-
and be Dumbledore.
I think
I think
Daniel
it-
Radcliffe right now could play a great Sirius Black.
Incorrect. Lupin.
That's actually interesting.
Sirius Black, dude.
Lupin.
And
He's
now
too-
I sound really
he's-
quiet to me.
he's-
Is that?
He
You're
would
fine.
be would be so funny as just like a gangly werewolf.
I guess.
He's been every other kind of weird monster, including farting corpse and gunman.
Yeah, Gunhand Man.
Gunhand man. So why not let him be Dogman?
My favorite superhero, Gunhand.
We're also all wearing our house colors right
our
now.
appropriate house colors.
Wait, I know you're not, are you?
Yeah, yeah.
I am a
Isn't it
Hufflepuff,
blue?
my friend.
Aren't they blue?
No, that's Ravenclaw.
Oh, that's right.
And
yeah.
he says he's a fan.
Yeah.
He's English.
He's not a fan. He's just colorblind.
They're the two boring houses. No one cares about those houses.
Oh, you mean the
Yeah.
best friends in the world, and then also the cool studious people who are in AP everything?
Hey, how much of the new Harry Potter TV show you think is going to be about Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw?
Well, there's going to be Cedric Diggory, so
Yeah, there's at least going to be like 4 episodes of that 12 episode season dedicated
Cedric.
to Cedric.
Yeah.
and
Pat's trying to
flushing him
join
out.
it.
is he just like
No, he's sniffing.
mumbling?
He's sniffing a
out of
mic.
microphone.
Oh,
We have a mic. Our extra mic is just chilling
On the floor,
ground.
yeah.
where it belongs. Trash.
The dog's in here sniffing it. It's kind of funny.
Yeah.
I gotta take this off.
Anyway, so we have
wow, you're not cool. Can't hang.
we have HBO is making a 7 series, 10-year long.
It might be longer because I think it's just. It could be. I mean, they could. The last 2 books split them into 2 seasons each.
I genuinely hope they don't.
Yeah. Well,
Can you imagine 2 seasons of the Half-Blood Prince?
Not Half-Blood
I mean,
Prince.
yeah, I could actually. Those are the.
Deathly Hollows.
No, he said the last 2 books.
Oh, last 2 books. Oh, no, Half-Blood Prince really has, I would argue, the least meat on it.
The thing is,
Like,
think
that
so.
book was the most filler.
that book was the least movie book, but it is the most TV show book
Yeah.
because
Look at him
it's all like little character moments and hiding around. I genuinely don't remember much of that book at all, though.
Which one? The
Half-Blood Prince. I think you get a lot
Half-Blood
of like
Prince is
Snape
the
and
one.
the
Yeah,
and the
that's when
parents.
that's when he goes back in time and he starts seeing like.
He's
that's-
using the pensive.
Yeah, yeah.
And basically, Snape is training Harry to hone his mind, and Harry's kind of a little git about it.
I
and
believe-
says,
is that the
like,
one
I
when-
won't do it.
Does that one
because
start
you make me.
when with Voldemort, the old man in the creaky house, and he sees lights on?
Yes.
And then
it cuts to them in Privet Drive.
Yep.
Basically all planning a jailbreak for Harry, and they all take the polyjuice, and they go to. Wait, I'm thinking of Order.
No, that's the last.
I'm thinking
one.
of Order.
No. Oh yeah, that's Order. No.
So we really know what we're talking about.
We're all over the place.
We're huge
So
Harry
so where
Potter
do we
fans.
start with this? Like from the top?
Well, I guess. Well, so the budget. So the movie budgets were over 100 million
Per film.
each, and like 110 to 140 to I think 200 maybe towards the latter ones. And they said they're going to do the same kind of budget for a TV show. And I believe when the books were first being optioned, they were originally supposed to be a TV show.
Yeah.
I believe that was
But back then, TV shows were like Friends. You know, it wasn't.
sort of. But then
In the late 90s.
Am I allowed to
yeah,
hold
you
that?
can.
Okay.
Who's gonna? Oh.
When did the first movie come out?
First
literally.
movie came.
Wow, I wish we could use this awesome new app.
Handy dandy.
Yeah,
app
let's look it up.
called Butler.
Is that what it's called?
I think it's called Butler.
Oh wow.
Yeah. I think the first one was 2002. Movie came out.
When did Rome come out?
2001.
2001.
Rome came out around the same time, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Because
Rome came out in 2005.
Yeah.
oh, okay.
So
Rome was the
into
first like really big budget.
Yeah.
Like even like back then.
The Sopranos existed.
Yeah, The Sopranos existed,
big budget,
but
though.
can you imagine? Like, can you
He hasn't-
imagine
he
Harry
hasn't seen
Potter
Rome.
shot like The Sopranos? The Sopranos is an ugly fucking show. It is an ugly fucking
Okay,
show.
counterpoint.
Would it just be
Curb Your Enthusiasm also was out at that time,
Who
and
would
it's
be Tony
also
Soprano?
fucking
Which
ugly.
character?
Tony.
Woke up this
Dumbledore?
morning, I got myself a gun.
Anyway,
So yeah,
I don't think
when I first heard the news, I really didn't like it. But thinking about it longer, I think it could be really good. I just think that there should have been a little bit more breathing room because it's been only just over 10 years since the last
Can
movie.
I say something about the budget?
Yeah.
And this folds into what you were saying earlier about like retconning. Now that they
no, you
have
can't.
now that they have the full picture
Yeah.
of everything that they're going to need, they can pretty much bake the set budget into a single season.
More or less. They can definitely bake most of Hogwarts into one shot.
Exactly.
I mean,
Because
again,
they can-
what, you
they
think they're
can
going to redesign Hogwarts? We'll
No,
talk about that in a bit,
they won't. And I'll tell you why they won't.
because they've already made the theme park.
Because the Legos,
it's not
the theme
that.
parks.
It's
Yeah.
that there is a concerted effort at Warner Brothers right now that you can observe, which is to connect all of their Harry Potter properties under one recognizable continuity.
Yeah.
So, for a good example is like the video game that just came out.
That's using the same.
It uses like movie Hogwarts, but what it does is they've now established a way to build out Hogsmeade into a map that now you can recognize if you played the game while watching this new TV show. You'll be like, oh, there's the potion store and the broom store.
Yeah.
That's the footpath to get to Hogwarts.
Yeah. So now they have a very consistent vision of what it is. What is he doing?
He's just sniffing.
He's just sniffing.
He's
Yeah,
being
he's
weird.
been a little truffle pig.
Okay.
You find any truffles?
No, this is just my old bedroom, so no truffles.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot to talk about. I'm not sure where to start, and I guess we're going to be jumping around a bit.
Yeah.
But again, like, so are they going to keep the same sets?
They'll keep
Are
the
they
same
going to?
sets.
What about the music? The music is so
The
iconic.
Well,
music-
that's what I was going to ask.
the
Like,
music-
They don't have John
I mean-
Williams at all.
Well, John Williams came out of retirement twice now
No, but
for Steven Spielberg.
To be fair, though,
So what they'll do is they'll poach Steven Spielberg
to make the TV
to make
show.
the entire TV show.
That's actually
Which would actually not be the worst idea because he's the only director I trust to get kids to act.
God, he's so good with kids.
Yeah,
But no, I mean, that's not so far away from what actually happened with the first movies.
Christopher Columbus.
It was Chris Columbus.
Was this
who-
before or after he sailed the Ocean Blue?
way after.
way
Oh,
after
okay.
like a
couple
couple
hundred years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy.
No, Chris Columbus
Yeah,
had he was in with
knocked on his coffin.
He was in with Spielberg through Zemeckis, I think.
Yeah, I think so.
And that's how John Williams gets involved with the original Harry Potter movies. Which also John Williams stopped being involved, I think, after the third one.
And another thing, they're not going to. So if they are going to stick with the world that they've made, and the
They would still
designs-
use the main theme.
Can I
They
crack into these Smarties?
Yeah, go
They're
for it.
open.
Oh fuck yes!
No, they still use his music in like the game.
I mean,
for
the
example.
announcement trailer.
Well, they
was
use
here.
motifs
Give me some.
and themes.
Yeah, so they're still going to use the main the main Hogwarts theme. The bum bum
Don't chew into the mic.
bum bum
So
bum.
gross.
Yeah, we're doing a mukbang now, son.
I
hate that word so much.
What, mukbang?
It just sounds sexual.
Because it is. It actually, the fun thing is that originated when people watched mucks breeding in Pokemon. Am I going on a tangent?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Should I stop?
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, so over the first first 4 movies, the Harry Potter world changed a lot visually.
Well, because it never settled. It suffered from the same thing that the Dark Knight trilogy suffered from, which is every
Being
single
bad.
movie, Christopher Nolan decided
they
to
did
choose
settle.
a new city.
They did settle, but it took them a while. They did.
Yes.
What, Christopher
So
Columbus
it's
was
by-
the first 1 or 2 movies,
2, I think. But
and then Alfonso Cuarón.
yeah,
did
and
the-
then by the 4th one, it became more established.
The producers got more heavily involved with the aesthetic of
That's what I'm saying. Like by the 4th one, Goblet of Fire, they knew what Hogwarts was
They knew what
supposed to
Dementors
look like.
They knew.
Yeah.
What, yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be interesting where they go with it. I think the rumor right now for casting is that Helen Mirren is being looked at for McGonagall.
Really? I was
Oh,
gonna
but
say,
she's a massive fan though, right? Because she hosted the bingo show that HBO did or some nonsense.
I have no idea. I
But-
like Helen Mirren,
So
and
you
she
wanna
seems
talk
game
about
for
casting
pretty much
then?
fucking anything.
How the thing is, they nailed the casting the first time around.
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling insisted on only English actors. Well, the actors had to be of the same nationality.
So we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, but
And I have a bone to pick.
Okay, first she insisted on the actors had to be the nationality that the characters were. So Fleur de Lacour had to be French.
Oh, that did not stay in the later films.
You're talking about in...
I don't know, whichever one where Ron was dating that wacky chick, Pavati or some nonsense.
Pavarti Patel.
Pavati Patel?
Yeah,
One of the twins?
Well, I don't know. They turned whichever chick he was dating.
Oh,
white.
Lavender
yeah,
Brown.
Lavender Brown. She's like very specifically described as not a white girl, and in the previous film, her actress was
don't
not
remember.
white,
Yeah.
and they switched the actress when she became a love interest. It was very strange.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Damn.
it
I
stood
didn't
out.
realize they switched the
It
actresses.
stood out to me when the movies were coming out. It was so jarring because they made a big deal of introducing her
Yeah.
like the movie before.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. I do remember her. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. I think she was like an Indian or Pakistani girl, and then they just
She went to the
swapped
dance
her.
with him, right?
Yeah, maybe, and then they swapped her over to like this very, very like grating white chick.
Goblet of Fire. Is that, you sure that was the same character? Or was
Yeah,
it-
it's
oh,
100% the same character.
Yeah. So I don't
sure.
know.
No, it might not be the girl he took to dance, but they made a big show of introducing this character that he dates in the next book,
Oh, I don't
and
remember.
that doesn't matter. But what I was saying to Alex earlier was, I think this is a time for our comeuppance as Americans.
No, I don't think...
So we have had so many American characters stolen
Ooh, that's true.
by the British.
Spider-Man,
Yeah.
Superman,
Yep.
Batman.
Yep. The list keeps
Twice
going.
now, I think.
Yeah. So what I'm saying, right, is maybe this is a time that we cast every single character as an American kid doing a bad English accent.
Yeah, that sounds like a
Oh,
great
I'm Harry
idea.
Potter in it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I think it would be lovely.
Blimey, Hermione.
What's his face is going to be in it?
I mean, there's a rumor that they're bringing back what's his face, Draco.
Yeah, the rumor is that
I
Draco's
can't remember his actor's name.
can't remember right now. His actor is supposed to be coming back as Lucius.
That would be really good, actually.
Yeah, no, he could definitely swing it.
I mean, but so going back to the original casting, they nailed that casting. They had
Robbie
in-
Coltrane.
yeah. I mean, you can't think of another actor. It's very difficult to think of another
I
actor.
can't think
as
of anybody else as Hagrid. honestly.
Hagrid or Snape.
The only
Or-
person I can think of is Hagrid is Sala, but he's also really old now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's his name? John Rhys
And,
Davies.
and not just that, the way the casting of the kids, not just the main three, but the peripheral crew.
Yeah, like Seamus and
Oh,
Dean.
Seamus really didn't get enough life.
No, I mean that's why I'm also excited for
Neil-
something like a TV show. Neville.
Neville, sorry.
Oh, I hope they give Neville a lot more to do.
I also wouldn't mind if they gave what's his name, Crab and Goyle anytime.
Oh, even what's his name?
Do I need to shake this?
No, I already did. It's not
Ray
it's not
Fiennes. Ray Fiennes as Voldemort is so good.
Yeah.
Who's the fellow who played Peter
I would-
Pettigrew? Because he was also
Oh.
perfect for the
Cloudy.
role.
I would really like to see Voldemort
Yeah.
get a more book accurate depiction.
I thought that was pretty good.
No,
in the
I
movies.
want like absolutely horrific,
Like barely even human.
barely human
Oh,
snake
yeah.
monster. I really want him to be. Yeah, I want to look at him and go like, "Oh man."
I think like Gary Oldman as Sirius, but he didn't have much to do.
He could have. He was a good.
I think
Sirius,
I think that was definitely something that
he could.
That
be,
was a writing problem.
That was
he
a
could be
writing
multiple.
problem.
Like I could see
So-
other actors playing in Sirius.
no, I mean, my biggest
but
issue-
Lupin, I think Lupin was perfectly
Lupin was
cast.
perfect.
because
So-
he was like tall and kind of
gangly and lanky and
very
weird.
very
the way his
inward,
actor
inward and kind
I
of
should probably get
like
just the cast up on my
unconfident.
phone,
Yeah.
Probably. No, I think
was
that's
great.
that's something I guess I've always had a problem with in the books though, is that Sirius was very much a tacked on character.
Yeah.
Like he never had any time to do anything.
You mean in the books?
In the books, he shows up. He's
He shows up in the third.
He's a villain in
Yeah.
the third one, right?
I mean, he's
So,
a huge part.
I'm saying, but he's a villain, and
Is, by the way.
he features heavily as like the antagonist archetype, right? Like they're always trying to like get one step ahead of Sirius Black and escape him and whatever it is, or like solve the crime of murdering Harry's parents, and he was the one who did it up until the last 10 chapters, and it's like he was actually a good guy the whole time. You didn't know, and now we all found out with our heroes, right?
But that's
Then
the
book-
first book. Yeah, yeah.
Book 4, he's absent.
Yeah, he's not there at all.
He literally shows up in one chapter as a face in the fireplace, and he says, "Hey Harry, how's it going? I heard you're in some shit." And Harry goes, "Yeah, nothing I can't handle." It was okay, be careful, and he disappears.
But
again.
this is something excellent
and
that
then
they
in book
can
5
do.
he's dead.
Because
So what I'm hoping for is now that they're doing
well,
the TV
again,
He
show,
had a big part in book 5, though.
yeah, but he
it's
wasn't
a-
supposed to. The original draft, he wasn't supposed to.
it was supposed to be Arthur.
Really?
Arthur
Yeah.
Weasley was supposed to die in that book instead of Sirius.
And
The publishers
It was a
pushed
publisher
it.
choice.
Really?
Yeah, because
Yeah.
Arthur didn't have enough build up. Sirius was a more emotional character to kill off.
Huh. Interesting.
But I mean, I'm
So-
sitting here understanding what
Kinda
she's
glad.
doing, which
Good.
is if you killed Arthur, he was like the one solid father figure in that whole
The very-
thing. Like
the-
he was the family man who had the
No
whole
morally
gaggle of
gray.
kids. Yeah, he was like just good.
Good, yeah.
And if he's the one who died, then you have
And he also has that.
That's like the
connection
death of
to,
innocence
He also
moment.
has that connection to Harry.
he has a connection to
through-
Harry as like a
It
big
would
air
give
quotes,
Ron something to do.
surrogate father. It gives Ron like that extra kick in the butt to like really become a hero.
Also gives Ron a reason to hate Harry.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Which they
it's
also
much
kind
more
of build into in the later books anyway. So I think it would have added a lot more to the story had it been.
Yeah. I think Rupert Grint could also do a great a great
Mr.
Arthur
Weasley?
right now.
Yeah.
You almost need to bring back a couple of the original cast and recast them, I think.
I think
as
you
like
need
I
to
would
do-
say the main principal kids,
Yeah.
like the main like 5.
I don't think.
Luna Lovegood would be an excellent Trelawney.
Oh yeah,
I
she
don't-
sold that as a kid.
Yeah, but then you don't want to do. I don't think you want. You
It's
want
too
like
fan
one or
servicey.
two. Yeah, it's.
I say that
Then you have her
Daniel,
as like the head of the 3 broomsticks or something.
yeah,
nonsense.
Daniel Radcliffe comes back as Sirius. I think that's 100% bang on for him. Depending,
Possibly, yeah.
I would want.
But here's the here's the
ideally-
deal though. If they do that,
Yeah.
then when you're watching the TV show, you're not watching.
You're going ba 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 ba. I know
you're
that
not
guy.
watching a Sirius Black. You're going, oh, that was Harry Potter, and now he's playing Sirius Black. This is kind of cool.
That's
and it
every
takes you
TV
out.
show that's coming out now. You realize that?
I know,
right?
but it doesn't mean it's good.
I'm
I
just
mean?
saying the market demands what the market demands.
Is it the market that's demanding that, or is it the execs are making those decisions?
It's the 45 Harry Potter Talk Bad podcasts and
Yeah.
the 1 million Mandalorian YouTube videos with soy jacks on the fucking thumbnails. Oh my god, did you see this? The thing that was in the
I
other thing
heard
is in
they
the thing.
put Glub Shido in the new
They put
episode.
Glub shit on the new episode. Oh my god,
David-
that's Babu fucking frick.
David Thewlis.
Who's that?
was,
it was
Remus.
Ares from
Remus
from
Lupin.
Wonder Woman.
Oh yes.
Yeah.
I loved Buff
And then
Mustache Man.
what about Moody? Brendan Gleeson.
Yeah, he's
So good. And, oh, dude.
Just use him again.
What about
Yeah, you-
Umbridge?
Honestly, he doesn't feature so heavily.
Umbridge, Imelda Staunton.
She
Umbridge.
killed.
Unbelievable. I mean, I'm scrolling through the cast. Every single character was so well cast.
What I'm starting
But
to realize is I don't want a new cast in a new movie. I just want a TV show that
With the old-
retreads old
yeah,
ground
yeah.
with the old cast.
You're thinking about
That just expands it a little
Timothy
bit.
Spall was Peter Pettigrew. Did you ask about Peter
I
Pettigrew?
asked,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, he's great in that.
Even Fleur Delacour.
Yeah.
Fleur Delacour.
I wish that
actor.
she ended up with Bill, right?
Yeah, the Dragon
Yeah.
Tamer.
I wish that she
And
got
John
more
Cleese
time
is
together.
nearly headless Nick.
Yeah.
was so good.
Yeah,
They could bring him back, right? He's not dead yet.
He's not dead yet.
yeah.
Just no. I'm saying let's just have him up front do
And,
all
yeah,
his roles.
um,
And that's it.
Mir-
He's a projection.
Miriam Margolyes as Pomona Sprout, Professor Sprout.
Who's the chick.
Sprout was really good. Yeah.
Yeah, it's this lady. She's a
You've
famous
seen her in a
English.
lot of
Yeah.
stuff.
Yeah. No. I'm thinking of the lady who teaches them how to ride brooms in number one.
Oh, let me find her. She's a famous like English TV actor.
Yeah. No. Well,
Yeah.
I was having rewatched it recently with Ange. It
Even Molly Weasley.
It was puzzling
she was
that
so
they
good.
just
Julie
kind of
Walters.
dropped her character after that first scene.
Yeah.
She never came back.
I mean, even down to what? Okay, so what about Cedric Diggory? Robert Pattinson was a good cast.
was
I
a
wouldn't
great
say he
cast.
was.
No,
I'd say you could recast him though.
you could. I don't think. Honestly, I don't think anything's sacred. Right? You could recast any of these characters if you find the right actor.
Yeah, I mean, they're gonna have to, and people are just gonna have to.
People will deal with it.
It's
I
like
mean,
it's
you
like
deal with all
changing the
kinds of
guard
stuff.
for 007 or
Yeah.
something.
Honestly, so just on topic of
Hell, we
like
switched Batman's like
How was her name?
fourth through a series.
on topic of like how changing from a movie to a TV series, I really think the format of the books is way better as a TV series.
Well, I was
Because
mentioning
a lot of the chapters are literally just hanging out in the castle, figuring shit out.
Zoe Wanamaker as
Yeah.
Madam Hooch.
Hooch.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, real quick on the casting again, they got to be so they lucked out so hard with the casting that they chose a
The
bunch. What do you want?
Rum?
There's more of this. Or you want rum?
Yeah, no.
They lucked out so hard with the casting of kids that
Grew into
aged well.
perfect
Yeah.
adults
Yeah.
for their roles.
Yes. Which that could have backfired
No,
so hard.
I'll tell you
I
why
mean,
it won't
even with
backfire.
you know who it kind of did almost backfire with Neville Longbottom because
He got way
almost
too
got-
goddamn
Yeah,
handsome.
he almost got
was
too
a-
good looking.
Yeah, he was a frumpy like boy, and then he became basically,
man.
Yeah.
That guy turned
And they
into
had to.
a man.
I think they had to give him fake teeth. They had to
Yeah.
give him a bunch of
Yeah.
stuff, right?
No, he just got like too damn attractive.
Because if you're planning a TV show over 7 seasons, 10 seasons, and the character needs to grow, also that means it's so risky. I mean,
How are they going to keep it fresh, do you think? Because
I don't think you need to.
Because
People go back and rewatch those Harry Potter
I
movies
guess
or
but
read the books.
What brings you to this series as like I need to watch it. I need to come back week after week
And
or
also,
season after season.
There are
I
kind
know,
of moments
I know
from
I know
the
the
movies themselves.
I know
yeah.
the twists.
Yep.
I know where the story goes. How do you make it
there's
big?
honestly only one scene that I'm having trouble visualizing them changing or like updating.
Snape's death?
Nope. Like honestly, Snape's death is your guess.
Which movie? Let me
Huh?
guess.
No, just like out of all, the entire series, there's one scene that I don't think they can top.
Mirror of Erised in the first movie.
Nope. Well, kind of, but no, not what I have in mind.
I mean, there's tons I can think. I can't think of any specific one. Give me like a clue. Which movie?
Number 3. Prisoner.
Yeah, I'm trying to think.
The two little feet, the pairs of feet in the closet on the map.
Oh, the credits?
Yeah.
Where they're getting it on? Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. You tell me.
Oh, that stupid fucking smear at the end of it.
Oh yeah, you was
Oh
it? Were you
man,
talking about
that
this
is,
on the last
that
podcast?
is without a doubt the most aggravating
I said
still
on,
frame for.
I said on the
talked
last
about-
one that's probably where my interest in film criticism came from. That's the first like idea of like, oh, I fucking hated that.
Specifically, the werewolf scene where he transforms under the moonlight.
Really?
Yeah, I could see
I
that
think
being.
for me that
Totally,
was
they could do that again.
for me that was the best werewolf transformation scene outside of An American Werewolf in London.
Good
Oh
shout.
yeah,
Yeah.
sure. But they could do it
I
again.
think that I think
think
it was
that-
just so because they nailed the werewolf design in a way that no one else has.
It was like
where
weird
it's
and
like
shitty.
Yeah.
it's the mangiest werewolf you have. Like all the other ones are like buff built monsters. This thing was just all arms and legs.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
no muscle. It was just like it was
Sinew
emaciated
and-
and sick.
it's interesting, right? So,
And seeing that for the first time terrified me.
well, think about like the first book they make it into a TV season.
Yeah.
Then
like 4 episodes.
one or two of those episodes. No, it's gonna have to be like
It'd be
6 to 10.
7.
Yeah.
It's, I'd say 6 to 7, maybe 8 if you stretch it.
I bet they'll do like probably 8 to
Yeah.
10. But think about, let's say, when they go past Fluffy and they're doing all those challenges.
That's gonna be like a 1 hour long episode just as Fluffy. Just the
I
Fluffy
mean,
scene.
how do you? That's not a very long part. You've got Fluffy, then you've got them falling into the
vines,
vines, then you've got the keys,
the keys,
and the brooms,
And then you got
wizard
the
chest.
wizard chest,
and then,
you're
it's
done.
potion. No,
Yeah.
then it's potions.
They skipped that in the movie.
Yeah, they skip potions in the movie.
But they shouldn't.
Yeah.
I mean, that's
I'll
that's
tell
what
you
I'm
how
saying.
they,
In the
I'll,
books,
I'll tell you how they keep it fresh.
well, they just keep put
No.
stuff back in from the books.
Yeah, well, yes, obviously.
Peeves.
I was going to specifically say Peeves.
Peeves is such a great character
Yeah.
in the books. I mean, one of the best parts in the books, in all of the books,
It's
is
the best part of the game.
Oh my god, he's hilarious.
It's in it's one of the most gratifying parts. It's book 5, I believe, with when Umbridge is taking over the school.
And Peeves is just being a little prick.
No, and Fred and George decide, fuck it, it's around exam time.
We are enlisting Peeves.
Yeah, and they're like, Peeves, go do
something.
your deal with her, basically.
Go fuck with her.
And they just let him loose.
Like, we give you permission.
Yeah.
Be a menace.
Like, of all the bits that I would like, I really don't want to change the source material, but of all the bits that they could add in,
Yeah.
it could be bits with
But
Peeves.
again, that's not changing the source material. You are just expounding on the absolute insanity that living in that castle is at that point.
They could
Like,
like,
I mean,
things
really-
they could add are like, I'd love to see what a staff room at Hogwarts looks like at lunchtime or
Just the
something.
break room.
Yeah.
Oh, it's just Snape sitting in the corner just being miserable.
Yeah.
Trelawney being a freak
Yeah.
with her crystal ball.
What
Have
I
you
would
seen what's on Crystal Ball Twitter?
We
don't know what you're
oh my
talking
God.
about.
That's
You
such
will.
a fucking stupid.
Oh.
That's such a fucking stupid idea.
Wait,
and it's
hold on,
gonna
though.
get in. It's gonna get in. It's fucking somebody using
Wait.
fucking social media.
But what's also going to be interesting is Harry Potter's a period piece now.
Yeah, it's
Yes.
1990s.
Yeah. There's no
Well-
Twitter or like
well,
really
what- the
good
thing-
internet at the
the
time.
thing
There's
is
no-
it 1990s?
There's no phones.
Yeah, it's 1990s. What's cool is again
Yeah.
the benefit of hindsight with this series.
Came out in like the book came out in like 1991
Yeah.
or something.
For some reason, I thought it was set in the 60s or 70s.
No, the benefit of hindsight though is that they can pepper in now the things that lasted from the 90s. So
Yes.
like iconography, things like that. Like somebody at Hogwarts had to have a Nirvana CD, right?
Or a T-shirt
Yeah,
or something.
that's actually true. Yeah.
Like somebody there, it's there.
One
So-
of the kids just came with a
Yeah,
know,
because
some
you have
Muggle is-
Muggle kids coming
yeah.
with their weird Muggle
and
paraphernalia,
a CD player.
which is a
They
CD player.
could flesh out a
and-
lot of the stuff that was
kind
sort
of,
of
well, I mean, it was too
sort
those,
of
those,
retconned.
Well, it's also
those things
one of,
were happening concurrently with the writing of the books, so there's no way for it
Her
would
to
be
have
it would be
sprinkled it
insane to expect Rowling at the time to have put those things in, because that's not what you're thinking
Yeah.
about when you're writing.
Maybe one of those
Now,
kids comes
since
with an
it's
iPod.
extemporaneous, it makes
90s
more
now.
sense.
90s, yeah.
Yeah,
Was the iPod 90s? That was early
I thought it was
2000s.
like 2001, 2002.
Well, it depends when they set it. If it's like going
No,
from
they're gonna set it
just through the 90s, you think?
I think the last book's supposed to the books are supposed to
right
end in
before
98, I
9/11.
think.
Oh, okay.
Like, no, the last book ends like 9/10.
Oh yeah, I
Really?
forgot.
No.
Yeah.
I made that up.
What are
Are
you
you-
talking about?
Yeah, do you
Stupid.
not remember the part where Voldemort was supposed to go to Canada to stop the terrorists from getting on the plane, but Harry killed him instead?
I think I missed that tweet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I really think that it's a chance to also
I
do a better job of not dropping the Deathly Hallows on you, like the book before it
Yeah.
came out. Like, you can have
at the very
Yeah.
least
little
yeah,
things where it's like, let's do a like, I'm talking like fadeaway kind of shot, right? Where it's like, let's sit down for magical history. Okay, here is the legend of the Deathly Hallows, and
Well,
wipe. You know,
and-
where
or-
at least
or
you're
even
introducing
something-
the idea
it's
that
done well,
people,
yeah.
the idea that people are aware of these kinds of artifacts or these myths
well,
we just
stuff that's
that
even
she-
simpler than that. You could have in prop design or in costume design.
Oh, yeah,
on
that.
the
It's just
on
lay
the,
it in, yeah.
On the cloak, you have you have triangles all over it, right?
Yeah.
In the inlay of the cloak material, you can do close-ups on Dumbledore's ring in the first movie.
Yeah.
You know, or in the first season.
Yeah.
You can have these kinds of artifacts consistent throughout it. I mean, close-ups on Dumbledore's wand when he's using it, because that ends up being something important.
Yeah.
Do you think they're going to change the wand shapes?
No, they wouldn't, because they already have all the stuff made for
Yeah,
the
but-
Wizarding World.
Yes, but they could sell
Ollivander is
extra
another
merch.
amazing
actor.
actor, and that scene is
Oh
so
yeah.
good.
I mean, have you been to the theme park?
Ollivander?
Nah.
I hardly
Okay.
know her.
Ollivander damn near gave her a raise.
Hey.
But in the theme park, they went through great lengths to try to recreate that scene
Yeah.
for kids.
Yeah.
So like you go into the wand making or wand choosing experience, and you stand in the line, it's a whole thing, and
Yeah.
then they pick one kid, and that one kid goes up and they give the kid a wand, and the kid swishes the wand, and something on the shelf explodes.
Really?
And then they
Wow.
say, nope, not that one. And they
That's
hand the
so
kid
cool.
another one. And then, like, after 2 or 3, you know, the kid gets the wand.
Yeah.
Whatever. Like, they pick a random one, right? So it feels unique. and the kid swishes the wand and a spotlight hits the kid and it plays the music and they have the wind kind of like
That's
come
so
from
cool.
under and like blow their hair up like a Ghibli movie almost.
Yeah.
So the hair does like that
Yeah,
anime.
yeah.
Ooh. And I mean, I think Harry Potter World, especially in Los Angeles, is nonsense and a waste of time.
I'd love to go to the studios in England, Pinewood
But
Studio with the.
oh
the,
yeah, but
the
honestly,
big
for
stand-up
kids,
set
it's
to walk around
an
it, yeah.
insane experience. I'm sure.
I mean, I grew up in like a lot of the sets were
Oxford.
just churches near me, basically.
No,
The Great Dining Hall.
the dining hall was in Christchurch.
Yeah, I mean,
College.
Gloucester Cathedral was like a lot of those outdoor
Shots.
or inside-outside Hogwarts
Yeah.
scenes. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so one thing that I want to see from the new series is from the third season onwards, I want flashbacks.
I don't.
No.
I think
do you
Harry
mean?
Potter lends itself to that, though.
I think because
What do you mean by flashbacks,
as Harry past the third book, Harry learns more and more about his parents' generation and then the generation before them.
What do you mean by flashbacks, though? You're talking about like
I want more scenes with what are they called, the Marauders, right? What
with
Yeah.
like James and Sirius and
young
Pettigrew.
James, young Sirius, young Pettigrew. You could really split the season nicely with one episode a season about something there.
I
Because
saw someone talking about
would
this on
do
Reddit.
I would do
Because
back
they're
and
nice.
forths,
Yeah.
where it's like cutting back and forth between, because they also do that in the books, where you'll have like a whole chapter of the Marauders.
It's a nice
being
idea.
silly,
But that's like if you give the writers too much
or just
leeway
it-
for
Yeah.
this,
Okay, so
they're
let
gonna
me
fuck it up.
Well, let me correct. It's not being silly; it's beating the shit out of Snape.
Yeah,
yeah.
But so,
they just had.
but
look,
I
man,
mean,
this is another
the
thing,
back and forth is specifically that Snape was living the life that Harry currently does.
Yeah.
yeah.
And the idea was to show that maybe it's not always so cut and dry. You
Well,
know, who
also-
the good guys and the bad guys
Also,
are.
it would be nice to see from book 3. You get this beautiful. If you do the flashbacks properly, in season 3, you could have this nice picture of who James and Lily were, as like
The perfect couple
building
kind of
up
thing.
on perfect couple, and like they would have been great parents. And then book 4 gets a little slimier, and 5 it gets a little slimier, and then by the time you get to 6, it's like James was a good guy, but he was also a real fucking bastard to Snape.
I don't really want that to happen at all. I think
it's something we haven't seen from the
That-
series before.
that comes
and I think
into-
it's something a lot of fans want.
it shouldn't be happening from the first books because
No, he's saying by the fourth.
Start at the third when he gets the map, because that's when he starts learning about them. It definitely
and
should
he hears
not
all
start-
these stories from Lupin, and he
And
hears all the
Sirius.
stories from Sirius later on about like, man, your dad was so great. Like, dude, you don't even know. Like, he went to jail with me that night we got drunk, and he broke us out. Kind of stories,
I'm
right?
not sure. I'm not sure. I think that will. I just don't think that will play.
I would
very
also,
well.
I also wouldn't mind Rowling just rewriting a little bit of Snape's story to make him a little bit less of an absolute psycho creep.
Dude, what are
Really?
you talking about? He is an incel icon.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what it is.
I
though.
don't think. I think he's good too.
I would like
mean,
if Snape.
I'd rather them just make faithful adaptations of the books.
Like,
keep the same dialogue.
The thing is, I think there were a lot of I have a lot of problems with the books. Just again coming down to Rowling. By the end of it, was flying by the seat of her pants. She was just like, "Let's make it
I
work."
don't think that's necessarily the case.
She's literally admitted she was just like, "I had no idea I was going to do that." Like, so I just did. But
She
I did.
planned out she knew how the books.
She knew how the books would end. She knew that Snape was going to end
from the
up
beginning
being a good
she'd
guy.
worked
Like,
out most of the plot as far as I'm aware from like before she started writing the books.
I'm saying when,
Yeah,
when it
but
came down to the
individual
nitty
things,
gritty
like-
kind of thing, she would just kind of do a little goof.
Like,
And
he's
so a
talking-
good one is like
he's
the
not-
Threstles,
yeah.
right? Or what Threstles? I don't know, the dead horses.
Thestrals.
Thestrals, yeah. So down to that, where in the previous book, you know, Harry just saw Sirius die, and he gets in the carriage, and the carriages are still being pulled invisibly by magic.
Yeah.
And then the next book is like, oh, you can see these horses if you've seen someone.
Oh, she just
die.
retconned that sort of.
And no, like
We should just
recently in an interview, she just straight up said like, I hadn't thought about that at all, and I made it up when I was writing the next book because I needed a plot device.
Yeah, so if Harry
So-
sees the horses and freaks out
yeah.
after that moment, like,
Yeah, like I'm talking small things like that where she just didn't.
or I mean,
have that
or
part of the
think
plan
think
out.
about it this way: Molly Weasley killing Bellatrix,
Moldy Weasley.
Moldly Weasley.
Moldly.
Yeah, Molly Weasley killing Bellatrix. There's
Yeah.
no way. There's no way that when she was writing book 1, she's like, oh, I gotta have this woman who I only have in one scene in this kill this other woman who doesn't come in for 5 books. Like, she knew by the time that Bellatrix came in that somebody was gonna have to kill her, and that Molly Weasley needed a hero moment. And then while she was writing, that comes up. Those are the kinds of things that you don't know. They're not plot related, but they're character.
It would be interesting to see different power levels of magic, because towards the end of the movies, at least. No,
I get what he's saying.
Towards the end of the movies, at least, every wizard is about on par with every other wizard, unless you were Dumbledore. And then in the
only spell you end up seeing is Expelliarmus.
Yeah, and then in the later movies, all the Fantastic Beasts movies, which are not good, the magic just became way too powerful. One of the bad things about those movies is magic was way too powerful in those movies.
Oh, there was massive power creep.
Way too powerful.
But I mean, that was again the
one
thing. So I never watched the third Fantastic Beasts, and I don't remember the second. I remember really enjoying the first, and part of what I really enjoyed about it is that the magic was always somewhat innovative. They weren't crutching on the same spells over and over.
Expelliarmus.
Stupefy. Yeah, exactly. They were a little bit more fast and loose with it, I guess, which I didn't mind.
Yeah.
I wouldn't mind seeing, like, to what you were saying, I wouldn't mind seeing something to the effect of Molly Weasley just being sneakily really good at magic in the home.
She is in the books.
Well, no, she's good at magic in the home, but I'm saying, like,
S-tier level
in
10.
more of like in more of a cheeky way where like she does it in a way that nobody notices but the camera. Does that make sense?
She's practicing like wandless shit.
Yeah, so like she's doing things like the cat falls off the top and like she's not paying attention, but like she kind of flicks her wand and the cat gets caught. Oh no, I'm just saying I would like to see Molly Weasley doing some sneaky like high level magic when no one's paying attention.
I was going to say that
just to show that she has like a massive aptitude for it.
With
and
the example
great
that you gave
awareness.
though, with the cat and catching the cat. In the Harry Potter world, the cat would just hit the floor and she'd notice that, which was kind of an endearing part of the Harry Potter world. It was like kind of clumsy and a little bit callous in a weird way.
Yeah,
things just
just things would happen and you're just like, oh, whatever. Yeah. Like the dragon got loose again.
Like,
sure.
Are we gonna get like a 10-minute sequence of them de-gnoming the garden?
Yes.
Oh my god! Please.
We need an entire episode on that. Fuck gnomes.
Yeah,
that's a very good setup.
Right?
But what I'm thinking now, something that more than anything I want to see is them not absolutely leave Quidditch on the cutting room floor.
Yeah.
Also, will they just redesign a lot of it?
Oh no! I mean, like my biggest aggravation coming into like sitting down watching Goblet of Fire. 30 minutes in, I was already pissed off as a kid.
Why?
They cut the whole World Cup match.
Oh yeah, you start
like they spend so much time getting to the bloody thing, and then they're like, "Oh hey, look, they're flying around," and the game's over.
Yeah,
and like, what?
And that was a good match.
And it was written out so.
How is she so good at describing just action? Like she wrote action pretty fucking well.
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't know. I mean, that's probably why they translated very well visually.
Yeah, because they just had to pick up.
I mean, at least in terms of Quidditch, like. Yeah, he went down on his broom and he caught the ball and he threw the ball and the other guy caught the ball and he threw the ball and went through the hoop and it scored 3 points. Like, how do you make that interesting in a book?
And yet she did.
And she did a fucking good job. Like,
honestly, I think by the time they hit the World Cup, she had very much hit her stride.
Yeah.
But then again, you don't get like the movies never really did Ron as the goalie in a big way.
Yeah. There's a lot of meat left on the bone.
That's what I'm saying. Like
for Ron specifically.
For Ron,
a lot of the characters. Yeah.
I mean, even to the effect of like Hermione becoming a civil rights activist for elves.
Oh, they never really got into.
They never even touched it.
That, yeah.
They never even touched it.
I don't think you ever saw a scene. Did you see the scene? When
no, they never went to the kitchen, and you never did any of that nonsense.
I want to see the much memed upon Psycho Hermione in the new series.
Oh yes,
which
like absolutely
people have
bananas.
Crazy.
People have been going through the books and like realizing that Hermione was kind of like,
unhinged as hell.
Unhinged. Like
it's like I just shrunk Rita Skeeter into a tiny jar, and anytime I need information, I shake it real hard. What, Hermione? You can't do that. This is a human rights violation.
Yeah.
It's okay. She won't say anything because I have blackmail on her.
It would be totally would be really cool to see, which you really briefly saw in the movies at the very end when Hermione. You see Hermione leaving her house when she's like done I forget what.
Oh, the
everything
Obliviate.
Obliviate curse or whatever it is.
To make her parents forget her.
It'd be really cool to see a scene of Hermione in regular clothes hanging out with her regular like school friends,
day friends and
then
whatever.
going and packing up her stuff, and then sort of just the transition from regular 90s kid life to Hogwarts life.
Yeah.
That'd be a really interesting visual thing to see.
I'm just going away for school. I go to a boarding school.
Yeah.
You just
Yeah, and
never
then
heard
you
of it.
what do you call it? And the whole sequence are playing "Come as You Are" by Nirvana.
Yeah, but only the part where he says "come." Come.
I'm gonna come. Yeah. So I think there's a lot of work to do. Why are you looking at me? That's pretty good, right?
I don't know.
I think I got that stuff.
But yeah,
I just realized he only says "come" once per verse. Going through.
As you are, as you were, as you wanted to be. Memory. Shit. Joke doesn't work.
yeah. I mean, there's a ton
I really do think there's a ton to do with the series.
Gun.
So let's talk about how well you think they're actually going to be able to do it.
I think they should execute pretty decently.
I don't know.
They have enough hindsight with the successes and failures of the movies themselves, as
I
well
would
as the
also
say
successes
some
and
things
failures
with-
of the books.
I don't think it's got anything to do with
That
that.
a competent producer will be able to line this fucking narrative from A to Z, 100%
But
bang
look-
on for designated success. Do I think they will be able to pull it off?
Yeah.
Absolutely not, because
Yeah.
it's Hollywood producers doing Hollywood
So
producer
the big-
things
Yeah.
the big
where
thing
they think
is,
they're
I
smarter
think-
than the audience.
Yeah.
I think you're looking at it maybe from a different angle than I am.
Yeah.
I don't think that we should be looking at the successes and failures of the books and movie adaptations that we already have, or even the video games. You should be looking more at the successes and failures of recent HBO projects. And that will be things like
Well,
The
that's what I'm
Last of
looking at.
Us.
Yeah.
It'll be things like
But I
House
didn't
of
think
the
The Last of Us
Dragon.
was very good. And
But
that's
then
terrible.
you're also looking at Succession. You're also looking at
Yeah, but that's Succession is a
Succession is
small
business
business.
No,
Yeah.
but I understand that. But what I'm saying is, you have to think that HBO right now is going through
They've done very
some
well with
changes.
Stuff. Yeah.
Right, and they're looking for a home run win with this. That's what they need.
Yeah.
Because as someone who's very much on Team Last of Us up until like the 5th episode, where I completely lost interest.
Yeah.
See,
I
got
still think that people are going to go back and watch that in a year's time and be
and
like,
say like
this
it
really
wasn't
wasn't
great.
that good. Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
I think
just like
they
Game of Thrones.
they absolutely nailed it with episode 3, and then it just kind of didn't go anywhere from there. So the bigger thing is that
Yeah,
HBO
exactly.
wants a win.
The
No,
first,
like, I'm saying
the first two
they-
episodes of it's The Last of Us, I thought the first two episodes were like,
They were fine.
give it the benefit
Well,
of the doubt. They're fine.
No, they were fine
Three-
and serviceable.
Blew
Look,
me away.
they stretched a 20
then-
they stretched a 20-hour video game into a 6-hour TV show,
Yeah.
and probably 14 to maybe 19 of those hours were pew pew let's shoot zombies, and that's
Gameplay.
not really great narrative.
I mean the narrative.
Well,
the
I mean,
story.
no,
in
I
those
think there was also a
absolutely
bigger.
fantastic.
Yeah, but there was only
I
really
think,
like
well,
2 hours of story.
I think the bigger problem is also the show didn't deal with any pew pew kill zombies.
I just didn't think it was.
No,
very good.
no,
I just
I'm
think
very
that
serious.
The
Like-
writing wasn't that good. The acting wasn't that good.
It
to be
was-
honest.
like,
anyway, we should talk about it. But
What I'm saying though is that they're going to be looking at what people liked and didn't like of
Yeah.
their more recent offerings, because Harry Potter is still the premier fantasy property
I mean,
today. No, Game
but-
of Thrones came
yeah,
and went.
yeah.
Right. House of the Dragon performed adequately,
yeah,
I would say.
Yep.
It wasn't world-changing phenomenon.
I mean Game of Thrones, right?
Yeah, no, I'm saying House of the Dragon
Oh,
more recently.
I mean, that
it,
sucked,
it did
but-
literally fine. It didn't
I don't know
change
how
the
it
world.
did.
It didn't change the
did
world,
okay.
but it did okay.
Yeah.
It had one or two standout moments.
They lost a lot of money on Many Saints in Newark too.
Yeah, that was not
that
a great.
the
That was the Sopranos,
Sopranos
movie.
one?
Not great. It watched like a bad episode of The Sopranos.
Yeah.
Honestly,
I wasn't that interested in watching it.
it don't. Honestly, it's not worth it. But they're looking at all those, like what people like, what people don't like, and Harry Potter is the one to absolutely make or break, I think, especially their streaming legacy right now.
Yeah,
Because Last of Us is a video game adaptation. Most people gave it the video game like hand wave of well, there's never really a good one.
You're forgetting the best HBO series of the last 3 years.
What?
Peacemaker.
Yes, but
Was that HBO?
Yeah, that was HBO. And the thing with
White Lotus, dude.
White Lotus.
again, those are so they're
But again,
going
they're
to
not
look
fantasy.
at them, but they're going to look at them as wins, right? So what are you learning from things like Peacemaker? You let a creative have actual control over the property, and it tends to be very well received.
Well,
I'm talking about like broad lessons.
Well,
right?
that's what HBO is known for. Is just
generally, yeah.
get a good creative team in place and leave them alone.
Leave them alone.
Don't
yeah.
fuck with them.
So
Larry
the thing
David.
again, but now you're not dealing with HBO. You're dealing with Discovery as well. They're
Yes.
in the mix.
Yes.
So that complicates things. And I'm sure
And
right now
they seem very
they're very hands-on.
fiddly.
So what I think is right now there's probably a lot of behind the scenes backroom shouting matches
Probably, yeah.
between people like Rowling and whatever. I'm sure she has like a handpicked few
Yeah.
that she
The
says
problem
like
is-
I trust these people.
Do you? I don't trust them to make the show with the same reverence that they made the movies. With.
Okay,
I
so
disagree.
there's
I disagree on
there's
principle.
there's something important to know as well about who Rowling is
That's where I
as
was
a
gonna go.
protector of her IP.
Yeah, well, I
She
don't believe
walked
that.
away from Disney for her parks. Like Harry Potter World was initially pitched to Walt Disney Studios, and Bob Iger at the time said, "Yeah, we'd love to have you. We have this place in in our Florida park, and we can make something amazing." And she said, "Okay, well, my line in the sand is we have to have a functioning Hogwarts Express to ferry you to and from the park."
Yeah.
And Iger said, "You're out of your goddamn mind, lady. No way."
Yeah.
And she said, "Okay, cool. I'm going to go
Bye-bye.
with Universal, who said that they would entertain that."
Yeah.
And then she did. And that's not a small amount. Like, I think Disney actually outbid Universal
I think
as far
she's-
as right
yeah.
price. And she went with Universal because they promised to deliver her vision.
So,
So-
I mean, if you, even beyond that,
Now,
Rowling has been on the record about how she doesn't need the money.
Yeah.
Like controversy. Controversy included. Part of the reason she's not backing down from her stances is because she said, like, I would
She
rather
doesn't need
stick.
to. Yeah.
I don't need to. I don't. I'm comfortable where I am right now, and I'd rather speak about something that I care about. Which, regardless of what you believe regarding that, she's on the record as like, I'm not in it for the money, which means that she must see something else. Either she's just straight up lying about that and is destitute and
Well,
needs a lot of money,
Yeah.
which is not possible,
or
quite honestly.
or she just cares about the product and wants to make a good Harry Potter and like wants to continue making this.
Hopefully,
for a new
but then she
generation.
was also one of the main writers on Fantastic Beasts movies. So.
Yeah,
Was she?
but she
Yeah.
was.
Okay.
Well, she wasn't the screenwriter. She was story by.
I thought she was the screenwriter for.
No, she
at least
wasn't.
the first
I'm
one.
pretty sure.
No, she was story by.
If she was the screenwriter for just the first one, that was the least difficult.
She was
to
either
watch.
story by or written by. She was not screenwriter. Yeah,
And
but
anyway,
I think if she's on board with this, they must be giving her a great amount of creative control.
I really hope so.
I don't think she would sign on for it if they weren't. Just based on her.
well, if
own
I'm not
remarks.
mistaken, Fantastic Beasts was based off like an appendice
Yeah, it was based
edition
on
that she wrote just as a
Fantastic
whatever.
Beasts was like this little thin.
Yeah, that's
book
what I'm
that
saying. It was like this tiny little pamphlet.
It was like a
almost,
fun little,
like a zine.
Yeah, it was a fun
So-
little encyclopedia of.
When was the
things.
last time you heard somebody say zine?
What's a zine?
Exactly. And you're older than me, sir.
Fucking zine.
What is a zine?
Huh? A zine is just a
It's
magazine,
like-
but
Then
unofficial.
again,
It's a
But-
fan.
The thing is,
production.
I mean, the funny thing is though, David Yates was the director of the
David Yates
Fantastic
fucking
Beasts.
sucks.
But his last couple of Harry Potter movies, like the main Harry Potter movies, were great.
I think that was in spite of David Yates. I think it's a Ridley Scott type thing.
Maybe.
Riddly, riddly.
Riddle-dee diddly master,
Also-
riddle-dee apprentice.
Trying to find out who the writer is now.
The point being that I really don't think
Screenplay
Rowling
by?
would be screenplay by J.K. Rowling.
Yeah,
Oh, well, she's a terrible screenwriter.
yeah. She wrote the. That's what I thought. Yeah,
The first one or the third one?
the last one she was a
Oh my
screenplay by.
god.
I didn't watch that one.
Yeah, don't.
Yeah, don't.
You like babies.
I like Newt.
You like babies that disappeared and got replaced by other babies.
That sounds like something I don't want to touch.
It was. I mean,
Wow.
Interesting. She's got on IMDb at least. She's got two. It's based upon a screenplay by and screenplay by.
sorry.
I mean, who knows? Maybe
It might just be something where they
she
they
could
took
also
a
just be
rough
contractually
draft or
obliged
something.
that like
Yeah,
she's
to
it's by
staple
her.
the name too.
Yeah.
I just think that she's probably, if she's going to touch the original stuff again, there must be something good in it for her where she can expand in a nice way.
Well, yeah, they promised to put Peeves in. Funny.
Okay,
I heard they're
on
they're doing open casting for Peeves. You should get your name in there.
On the topic of Peeves, what other things do you want to see? Peeves, gnomes, we got those. What are the other like things that you've been longing to see from this?
I would love to see.
Don't say Hufflepuff. Don't say Hufflepuff. Don't say Hufflepuff.
I wasn't going to. That's a crazy thing.
Yeah.
I would like to see a little bit more of the Beast class. I would like to see just more classroom stuff in general, I think.
I'm trying to think.
Because the only time that you saw classroom stuff in the movies was
When it was
something
plot
to
relevant.
move the plot along. It wasn't just like, okay, we're going to class now. If you didn't know better, you would say that the kids go to 3 classes a semester, and then
I want to know whether they do maths. Do they do maths? They have
No.
a maths class?
no, they have probably like magical trig or some nonsense.
Yeah, yeah.
It's a really good rum.
I think that's one of the ones I got.
I don't remember what was in the movies and what was in the books because I'm more of a books person than
So name something you
So
liked.
name something you like.
I can't remember whether it was in the movies or not though.
So just say it. He didn't have anything.
Yeah.
But I can't remember what didn't make it in. Wasn't
Just say
wasn't that the
something.
question?
Just
Just
say
say
something.
something that
Just say
you
something. I'll
like
tell
that
you if
you
it was
want to
in.
see.
Again? I want to
Yeah,
see
just-
again.
Who
Yeah,
cares?
Sure, say it again. Alex is really bad at podcasts.
Bum, bum, bum.
I can't think. I can't.
I
think
would
of
like to see
anything
more
so-
Hagrid. I think that Hagrid fell out of the spotlight in the
Toward
fourth
the
book.
end.
But he did though. That was the point. He went away to. go
Well, he
hunt
went to Azkaban for.
giants. No, he went to.
Well, no, he did go to Azkaban for like a hot second, I think.
Yeah.
for a,
That was
half of the
in
book.
The
Yeah.
third
Yeah.
one, right?
And then he goes to go find the giants, and he falls in love with another half giant, and he finds his half brother Krog.
Yeah.
I want to say, and
Dude, how do you remember that?
He leads a. I don't know. How did you remember the name of the one dumb shit character who says "but no damage"?
No damage. Eloatzi.
Yeah, how do you remember that? He wasn't even actually named at any point.
It was in a visual encyclopedia.
Yeah, that you don't own.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So, but no, I think Hagrid has a much more interesting story to tell than just like bye.
I mean, it would be fun, like in those later books, like midway through some intense thing, they're just sitting in class and Harry turns around and it's like,
Where's
have
Hagrid?
Have you seen Hagrid this year? And then you just do a smash cut to Hagrid like fucking wrestling with a dragon or something. It would be funny.
I guess.
But the first time you see Hagrid, no matter who plays him, they have to play Robbie Coltrane saying, "You're a wizard, Harry."
There's so many iconic lines like that.
soundbite just has to be replaced like an ADR
Counterpoint.
voice.
Maybe the YouTube video.
Absolutely.
I wouldn't
You're
mind-
a wizard.
Tell you
I'm a
what,
what?
I wouldn't mind them redoing
I'm not
a lot
a
of
fucking
the way
wizard,
they
Harry.
represented magic visually.
I think that
think they went-
okay. So it's the same
as the
problem I
movies
have
went
with
on,
their turtles. It just becomes
Glow
beam,
sticks.
glow beam, glow beam.
Yeah.
Go boom.
Well,
so
that I don't mind as much as going past that to.
okay. You know what? You remember that Dragon Ball Legend short that I showed you?
No.
There was the fan animation. It was like 10 minutes long.
I don't
Kind of retreading some of the late Dragon Ball arc and early Dragon Ball Z.
Oh, very, very vaguely, yeah.
Yeah, it was when you and Summer came over, and
Yeah,
Summer was
yeah.
like, "Oh my god, this is great!" But Summer loves Dragon Ball Z apparently.
Keeper.
Yeah, but I would. One of the big standout things is that they kind of reimagined how Saiyan powers worked. Right, like Vegeta could channel his power into a lightsaber beam, and for the Kamehameha, it comes out as a fist.
Oh, or the
and then
part
the
where
dragon,
Goku starts
like,
spitting fire and then
Yeah, like so.
weaves it into his
I
hair.
think that there are a lot of fun ways to. When I say fun, I mean like very like jovially, like cute and fun ways to make
Magic was
work.
way more interesting visually at the start of the movie series than
Well, at the start of the movie
towards
series,
the end of the movie. I mean, the best.
the start of the movie series allowed you to have more imagination because nothing happened. They flicked the wand, and then the other thing across the room would fly. I
think it probably peaked when there was the big fight between Voldemort and Dumbledore in the Ministry.
Yeah. in
Yeah,
book
it-
5?
because
Yeah.
right after that, it became just shooting power beams
Yeah,
at each other.
yeah, it just became shooting each other basically.
The
It was guns with more steps.
the best thing
Yeah,
I've seen that had magic in it visualized interestingly recently was Doctor Strange 2.
Yes, Doctor Strange 2
They
did
did a lot of
great
they did
job.
a lot of fun goofy shit with the magic itself.
Did you watch that one?
I think so. Was that the Raimi one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that.
It-
That was
Yeah,
great.
where like the monster jumps out and like eats the bus or whatever.
yeah.
And I think that that's a fun way to do it. Or like, I don't know, this is straight up too goofy for what the spell is, right? But imagine like Expelliarmus and
Just like whap.
yeah, like a little magical hand comes and slaps the fucking wand out of yours.
Yeah.
It's like just go away. Like I'm talking like dumb little fun things, especially for some of the more juvenile spells.
There was a lot of Harry Potter was kind of, at least the books was kind of goofy in a sort of a charming
Yeah,
way. Like a lot of
and-
the Wizarding World was like really charming.
I wouldn't mind seeing more of that charming
Mm.
side. Like to see a gnome genocide where it's like magical rabbits chewing off their heads, that would be hilarious.
I'm here for it.
And I don't know
Fuck
whether I
gnomes.
want to see. I don't know whether I want them to like put in random filler episodes. Where it's kind of taking something really slight in the books and inflating it into an
No,
hour
I'm
long-
talking about like, Harry and Ron are talking about whatever plot points
Yeah.
thing, right?
Harry and Ron are having like a really bad fight, and they're forced to pick gnomes together, and it's a bottle episode about them plucking gnomes out of the ground. That's a great foundation for an episode.
I don't know how much extra dialogue I want them to make up as well.
Depends who's writing it. If they have good writers, then I don't really
Yeah.
care.
Because I'm
Unfortunately, it's
pretty
Damon
sure
Lindelof.
Actually, I don't know about this. I feel like the books were. I mean, the movies were pretty faithful to the book writing. I
They
think.
more or less hit almost
Yeah.
note for note from what they took.
How drunk was Harry in that sixth book when he does the whole like spider?
I don't remember that setup. Oh, you mean the actor?
I don't
No,
know.
no. I mean in the book,
In the
like
book,
because in the
he's-
movies he's hammed up
Yeah.
like fuck, man.
He gets. Why was
He was on a potion, or he was on the luck potion.
Oh yes,
Yeah, he was on the luck
Yeah.
potion, and it totally took him out of reality.
Felix.
Felicitas.
Felicitas.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's faking it.
No. Ron was faking it. He's like totally fucked on it.
No, he's faking it. Really? Yeah. Wait, hold on.
No, he's fucked.
No, he's messed up. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
because he's acting totally out of character the whole time.
He doesn't take it. I don't think.
No, he does.
No, Ron didn't
Ron
take
didn't
it.
take it.
They swap it out for Ron. He just got like
Oh
fake
yeah, no. Then she
confidence.
does. She does. Yeah, he takes it and then goes down to Hagrid's house and.
And he's like super drunk, literally drunk the whole time,
Yeah.
and then he tries to fuck with Snape using his own spells.
Yep.
And then I don't know. I mean, with regards to that, the movies did that entire thing with Snape really poorly in the sixth one.
I think
Where-
Snape was a massive letdown in
Where
number 6.
where you don't actually see him doing anything. Like you don't see. There's no flashbacks really in that movie where there definitely should be flashbacks. And part of it was probably because of runtime, and then the other part was because if you see the flashbacks, you can visually see that it's Snape.
I think in my
whereas-
mind the books have blurred with the movies, where I remember probably scenes in
Yeah.
the movies
That
weren't
were just in
the
your
movie.
imagination
Yeah,
that
yeah.
you backfilled because
Because-
you're like, I know these actors.
Yeah.
Like that's what they
Because
would
if
look
you
like.
if you have more time to flesh out 6, I think that's probably the book that'll have the most.
Well, how are they going to do this?
Change.
Are they going to
Yeah.
change? How can you have a 10 episode book 1 and then a 10 episode book 6?
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
book 1 is going to be so fucking boring.
No, I mean it depends because if they start playing with runtimes, like okay, so
Like 30 minutes.
yeah, I'm
an
talking like
episode.
20-minute
Yeah.
episodes or 30-minute episodes, the same way that we saw with The Mandalorian.
I would actually say that's probably better from a production standpoint,
Yeah.
just based on
because
how
you can
long
save
you
budget.
Well, no, how long your child actors are allowed to act.
Oh, that's true. Because
I don't know about
if
that.
you're front loading the early books with like shorter,
If you're doing shorter
Entries.
episode lengths for the first like 4 books before they
or really 3.
before they hit like 13, you're saving on a lot of
Possibly.
child time.
It's also
in production.
shot in England. Hopefully, it's going to be shot in England as well.
Yeah, but England still has
Unfortunately, it's
child
going to
labor
be
laws.
shot on
Slightly
the
I think
volume.
they're different, but yeah.
Unfortunately, it's going to be shot on the volume. John Favreau is overseeing.
I mean, they could do a lot of good stuff with
Probably.
the
But
volume.
no,
The volume is great when it's used well. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
I
not a
mean,
problem.
it's weird because like you can definitely see the difference on the team that did The Mandalorian versus the team that did Kenobi.
Yeah, one of them had writers.
Well, no, I'm saying funny. But what I was saying more is that you can definitely pick out the scenes that were on the volume in Kenobi, whereas in Mando it's and in
'cause
Mando it's a lot more
Because
difficult.
one of them was pre-produced.
Yes.
Like it's really not that hard. You can tell which show had a script and which show was written on the
just
fly.
like, what are we doing? I don't know. Like, let's put Hayden Christensen here. Why? It'd be a cool shot.
You have like 5 to 10 good years where you can use Hayden Christensen and Ewan McGregor still.
And
in
they're
their roles,
with the very first
and
outing.
they just fucking 3 strikes you're out straight up.
Honestly, I have a link to the supercut.
Yeah,
It's really good.
It's not really good. It is slightly better than the
I'm not
terrible
interested at
show.
all.
Well, I mean, it cuts out like half of the B plots.
It is serviceable as a standalone adventure.
Yes, it's an hour and 20 minutes.
It's not good still. Not to diss the guy who cut it because he did
It
a
wasn't
great job.
much to work
but
with.
the material's fucking terrible.
But yeah, I mean, he's in Ahsoka.
I'm trying to think of. I mean, yeah. If anybody has the chops to do it, it is HBO.
Are there any characters that didn't make it into the movies?
Apart from Peeves is the only one I obviously know for definite.
I'd like to
think
see
Crab
more
and Goyle,
Seamus.
Seamus, Crab and Goyle didn't get enough screen time.
They didn't have a lot of book space. Either.
Oh, the Slytherin chick.
Who?
Like Slytherin's Hermione. They had a chick.
The one that's obsessed with Malfoy.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, don't they end up getting married?
I have no clue.
Can't remember.
Yeah.
There's I mean, HBO has the chops to do. Of all the studios that could possibly pull this off, they're the
Netflix.
ones.
Netflix.
No way.
Come on, Netflix.
They make some good shit, dude. They make that new Cleopatra documentary.
We
that's
said we weren't
getting
going to
cut
talk
as
about this. We said we weren't going to talk about that. No, I mean,
Could have just laughed and moved on.
No, I mean, they've made they've got a history of being like able to pull off these big high budget.
we're talking about HBO again, right?
fantasy. Yeah.
No,
things.
HBO can do it.
The world of Game of Thrones was done really well. Rome was done really well.
Yeah.
And that started it all.
No, I would say Game of Thrones seasons 1 through 3
They at
were
least
solid.
they at least
wanted
looked
to do
visually
it. Like,
Well, they were all, I mean,
consistent.
visually,
I
they were
mean,
all good.
honestly, for me, like the show fell off right after the Red Wedding.
Yeah, the good part.
I don't think so. I think
The good part where all those people you hated.
I thought
died.
it was really
Yeah.
fun to watch up until like season 5, and then season 6 and 7 were the ones where they just didn't give a fuck anymore.
Sure.
And they also ran out of source material.
Well, yeah, that didn't help.
That literally should not be a problem with that show.
Why?
Because the whole foundation of I mean, at least a lot of the reasons everybody gave during its runtime was like, you never know what's going to happen next. Like, if the writers don't know, like, you shouldn't know either. That's like the best time for the writers to make some shit up and
That
do
was
well
different
with it.
because the writers. I mean,
But no, I don't think that that's an indictment on the writers not being creative. That's not an indictment on them not having material. If they had material and they were like great writers, they would have been able to make something off of it. Turns out D&D were like really good adapters.
Yeah.
They weren't good writers.
for sure, yeah.
Yeah. They weren't creative, they were inventive. They were creative, not inventive.
I mean, what other studio could possibly do it? I mean, there's only
I
a
would
couple that
say-
would have the money to do it. It'd be Disney, Amazon, Netflix.
Really, it's
Disney wouldn't do it well.
Disney would be.
Disney would absolutely ruin it.
Disney would be.
You don't want Disney Channel original movie.
No. Disney would Disneyfy it, and it would
2007 Disney
it would
could
strip
swing it.
it would strip all of the charm out of it.
Dude,
and it would become
2007
like
Disney
a,
was making Xenon Z3. Get the fuck
it,
out of
it
here.
would become like a Nickelodeon.
No, I'm
Kids.
saying like their proper like film
Sure.
division. If they were put in charge of it, I think they could swing it.
Name a live action movie from around then.
Huh?
From Disney.
Oh, Atlantis, the Lost City.
Live action.
Yeah.
Live action. And it's Lost Empire.
Netflix has done. Netflix is pretty.
That was like 2004.
good at, like-
Helga was real.
Netflix has done
real
some
to
like
me, damn it.
Decent fantasy stuff, but not.
Netflix.
It doesn't.
can-
It's missing. It's always missing something.
Okay, so Netflix and Amazon fall into the same pit for that, where
Meaning?
they can pull off 90% of a passable fantasy realm, like visually. They can do do most of it.
Visuals are always okay, but there's something that always falls. Do you remember the first couple of years of or quite a few of there's like you can kind of pick a Netflix movie out of a lineup, at least the first couple of years worth. There's something about them. It's like this is kind of like an extended TV show.
I think that all of Netflix's stuff tends to look very similar at a high level.
Visually it looks super
visually,
similar, yeah. But it has
Unless it has a very strong auteur behind it.
Yeah, they all have like a very similar.
Who's the guy who did Midnight Mass and Haunting of Hill
his
House?
stuff doesn't look
His stuff doesn't look like Netflix at all.
But that's because there's a guy behind it. I mean, even in terms of animation, like BoJack Horseman looks really good, and all of the other Netflix animations look identical to each other.
Well, I think that comes down, like what you're saying, where it's
except Inside Job. Inside Job also looks unique.
Inside Job looks like
Family Guy.
Shitty Rick and Morty to me.
Yeah, but it looks like high quality versions of Toon Boom animation. Because they have way more frames and way more their walk cycles are more intricate.
Fluid.
Yeah, I think HBO is the one to make it, and they definitely have the biggest chance of
success.
Again,
it just becomes a question of what level of success are we going to see.
Yeah, how much fiddling is Disney Discovery going to do?
Yeah, so I mean, a big thing is that I'm sure we're going to see unparalleled set and costume design, for example.
You would hope. Right? But then let's look at the Lord of the Rings.
No, but
TV
that was on
show.
Prime.
It was on Amazon, but it had a fucking huge budget.
No, I'm not talking about budget. I'm talking about studio.
Wait.
So the best thing that Amazon has, in my opinion, was picking up The Expanse after Sci-Fi canceled it. Right?
Marvelous Mrs. Maisel.
And,
yeah, that's true.
Okay,
actually.
but that's period. Yeah, that fair. But like I'm saying, for like big fantastical kind of set pieces, the best thing they had to field is The Expanse,
which is pretty good.
It's okay.
But they picked it up from Sci-Fi. Sci-Fi did the legwork on all that world building and that design.
Yeah.
Like all the mechanical design comes from that team. Then you have maybe you can say Carnival Row, but really that's just an English slum.
That looks like everything.
Yeah, I'm saying like it's just an English slum. There's nothing crazy going on there. They just added fairies.
HBO and BBC or an HBO ITV collaboration.
Yeah.
If they just snag the team that did Downton Abbey.
Yeah.
Downton Abbey or
No, I'm just telling them like go wild with the costumes.
How are we going to do this without Maggie Smith?
I know. Well, Downtown.
Did she pass away?
No, but she's like fucking old as shit, and she's
there's
not going
no
to
way
be
that
playing
she's going to
McDonald's.
last for another decade.
I cannot. That
Peaky
like
Blinders
Scottish
as well.
accent, just wagging fingers and telling the kids off.
Peaky Blinders was a great.
That was also
set.
BBC, right?
Yeah. Manchester.
Or Birmingham, I think. Right?
I just
was it Manchester? I can't remember.
I just have a no. It was Birmingham. Yeah. Birmingham.
Birmingham.
Yeah.
I'm from Birmingham.
Yeah. I was just thinking, like the scene in Deathly Hallows where Ron has fucked off, and it's just Hermione and Harry, and they're dancing in the
just very sadly to their radio,
and the radio's playing some like nice music. It's gonna be like 98 at the time. They're gonna be listening to like
Heart-Shaped Box. I'm gonna keep going back to Nirvana,
like Black Hole Sun, or fucking some shit from Tom Waits where his
really
gravelly shit voice is.
No, incorrect.
Tom Waits,
that is the peak era of ska.
I really hope they don't.
We're gonna see Harry and
Real Big
Hermione
Fish.
doing the fucking kick dance.
We're gonna get some '90s fashion in there
But
as well.
I think that would be the time to do it properly. Like it could be done really well. There's 2 pieces left of this.
Eat them. You're
Eat
enjoying them.
They're yours. No, don't do that. No.
You don't know how long that's just been sitting
In a store.
Adrian just ate half the packet.
I mean, at this point,
Smarties.
he says that he is nothing like Taka, but I think maybe he's more like Taka than he thinks. We just talked about this.
Oh, I say. Oh.
It's a visual medium.
Yeah,
It's a good thing. Podcasts are visual.
Yep.
What I really hope they don't do is a lot of the stuff they did with the last 2 James Bond movies is
Where they were
on,
bad.
they're carrying on the tradition of like having a big artist do the theme tune, but they chose popular artists rather than artists
established
that would do a good
artists.
job.
Like it's not like you're picking Paul McCartney or something where Paul McCartney's like the guy, right?
Yeah,
you're picking.
To be fair, they didn't pick Paul
Lizzo.
McCartney. They picked fucking Wings.
What I'm saying is like you end up picking someone like Lizzo or someone who's hot right now.
Yes,
but not someone who's going to be hot
Timeless.
in 10 years.
So
you
like
want
Chris Cornell's one was amazing.
Yeah.
for Casino
Garbage
Royale.
did a really great one too.
Which one was theirs?
That was The World Is Not Enough.
Yeah.
That's a great theme tune. And Garbage was like
Didn't they also
lasting as well.
Didn't they try to get Muse to do one and then they dropped it?
So towards the end, they would option multiple artists
And then,
for
yeah.
theirs, and then gauge the song versus the like public perception of that artist at the time that it was tracked to release.
Yeah.
So, for instance, like
Supremacy,
for,
right?
Supremacy was for Spectre, but also for that same
Was
movie.
that Sam Smith?
No,
Is
no.
that-
Yeah,
Supremacy.
Sam Smith ended up doing it. Supremacy was by Muse, but they also had one by Radiohead that was supposed to come out.
Oh, really?
That was made for that movie, and I implore you to listen to it because it's so much better than Sam Smith's
I did not-
garbage.
yeah.
Sam Smith is just.
I
The problem with
know
Sam
that
Smith's
name. I
and
don't
Billie
know who that
Eilish's
is.
one. They
honestly.
both sound the same to me.
Yeah, they're just moany. Like,
No, it's
slow.
sad boy music.
Yeah.
Or sad boy and sad girl music.
I'm sure people like it, but for
Sad them
for
music.
James Bond, it's not a
No,
gold
I think
finger.
honestly,
It's not
I think
a-
that
I really hope the theme song is less than 30 seconds because I cannot fucking stand TV shows with excessive theme tunes.
oh, you don't like
you mean
Daredevil?
the opening, or you talking?
Yeah,
about
no, the opening.
The opening, just like the visual
Ooh,
opening.
yeah, that's actually interesting.
I
A
fucking
Harry
hate
Potter
a long-
opening
Yeah,
would
Oh,
be.
for
it's-
every episode.
No, because the truth is, Harry Potter. Honestly, they do it. They play it exactly like the video game. For at the beginning
It's
of
actually
every,
really interesting. What's the opening? Gonna
no,
be?
it's always through the clouds. It says Harry Potter and the blah 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 blah, right? And then chapter 1. And then you just go straight into it. And all it's doing during that time is a dun 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 dun, and then you do the little flourish at the end, and you're in it. Who cares?
Yeah.
Like you
That's ideal.
you never have to touch like the whole Game of Thrones thing where the castle comes out of the thing. It's 2 minutes long.
I fucking hate that shit so much.
No,
So
you just
good.
like
But
you
if-
snap. no,
but when
you
you're-
maybe you do
when
that
you-
at
Game of
the
Thrones is one of the only openings I won't.
no
skip.
no you maybe
know what I hate? I
maybe you do
fucking
that
hate,
at the head of the season.
What?
Right, head of the season, you do the long open.
I hate what they do with
Maybe.
Star Wars now too. Star Wars has the they have the Disney Plus logo, and then they have the Star Wars with
all the
Star
helmets
Wars,
flipping.
da-na-na, and then they have Lucasfilm, and then they have the actual intro for the TV show,
Yeah.
and that's like a 4-minute unskippable bullshit length.
Well, no, I mean they put skips, but they put skips between each one of those little
Yeah.
thingies. It's
So
hilarious.
I don't want to fucking see all that. I'm here for the fucking show. And especially if it's coming out week to week, it sucks. And it's even worse if it comes out
If you're binging.
Like, at
I don't
one
mind if
point.
it's a week to week show. Binging,
I'm
you're
fine
going to
with-
skip it anyway because I think certain TV shows need that opening because
It
Game of
puts
Thrones
you in the zone,
See,
yeah.
you weren't a Game of Thrones fan, but I was when it was coming out, and it was so exciting sitting down.
Yeah, because
and
it
the
got
theme
you in.
tune-
It
yeah.
acclimates
Yeah,
you to the
sit-
environment.
I'd be always watching it with like a friend or two.
Well, also Game of
and-
Thrones did a great job changing
and
the
it's
theme song
yeah,
frequently.
it was so
like new things would pop
It
up.
was so well. I mean, you'd watch like the
Yeah.
the
map.
world
and the map
change.
would be changing based, and you'd be like, oh, okay, we're here now. We're in this.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was so
But
exciting. I
I-
can see that happening with Harry Potter as well.
I just
super
don't. I
excited
don't
for-
want that to be long. I don't want it to be long because I want to watch Harry Potter through. I don't want to watch it like
Well, there's
one
going to be
piecemeal at a time.
40 producers.
40 producers, writing room of like 25.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's all gonna suck.
it's going to be really interesting.
I
as
hope
the
they
months
don't use
go on,
popular
and
music.
they won't.
That's what I meant with the
I
music.
hope they
Like, I
don't-
really don't want like
No, I
like
really
we
hope.
talk about like we'll talk about songs to put into shows we're working on. Or something,
Well, I
right?
mean, we're,
But-
I mean, we're talking about like Nirvana and the grunge era and '90s music and Britney Spears and all
Yeah.
that bullshit.
I don't want.
I'm fine with them using it diegetically. I do not want them using it as soundtrack. Right?
Almost
a char-
diegetically, though.
If a
It
character
needs
is
to-
if a character is listening to it and it makes sense for why that character is listening to it, but most of the music shouldn't be involved.
I think.
I would
think what
fucking
the-
hate to see a
Guardians of the Galaxy cut of Hogwarts.
Yeah. I would hate to see a duel
the-
between like a duel in what's his name, Lockhart's class between Harry and Malfoy, set to fucking No Doubt.
I
That
don't
would
think-
fucking that would
like,
blow. That would be terrible.
Peaky Blinders uses music really well.
Yeah,
right?
but that's
But I don't
also
wanna-
not an established.
but that's a
property.
stylistic thing.
But I don't want to see that same thing done with. I don't want
Yes.
a TV show. There's this big climactic ending of the episode, and then a song starts playing, a popular song
yeah.
that matches the mood, and then it tails off. You know, so yeah,
Yeah.
I think that the movies did it really well because I think the only popular sounding music you hear is original Harry Potter, like punk band music.
Yeah.
that is done by
Yeah, and then they stole that scene in Wednesday.
they what? What the fuck are you guys talking? What are you on about?
No, the show Wednesday that Netflix did.
I didn't see it.
Okay.
Visual medium.
Where Jenna Ortega's doing her little like fucking
Okay.
Johnny Bravo
Yeah.
dance. They effectively stole that scene straight from the Harry Potter ball.
All right, we should wrap this up.
right.
Anybody got closing thoughts? Harry Potter, good or bad?
I think it's gonna be. I think it's
Harry
gonna
Potter
be.
good or bad? Harry Potter is good.
I think it's
Lucius Malfoy is bad.
House, familiar, and favorite class.
Familiar?
Yeah, like
animal.
what's your animal?
Oh, I don't know.
Yes, you do. It's a black cat. Her name is Pepper.
Oh, also Patronus.
That's what you meant, right?
No, I meant the animal.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm Gryffindor, and I don't know about the rest.
You got a black cat.
I own a black cat.
Yeah,
or
that's
I
your
have a black
familiar.
cat.
And then what's your Patronus?
I don't know.
And what's your favorite class?
Ooh. I don't know. Maybe.
You're the worst.
I don't know.
God, like I have all of mine right
What
now.
are they?
Yeah.
House is Hufflepuff. Familiar is dog. Patronus is otter, and favorite class is charms. Charms are like funny little spells that you could just use in a goof, which I think is really funny if you're like in a fight and you just like turn a dude's hands into butterflies.
Yeah.
he's going like, why would you do that? We're having a fight to the death, and you're like,
even less
you got grass growing out of your nose.
even less intrusive. You have a hat now.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think it would be a very that's something I would like to see of just someone with a no fighting style, just dumb little things.
Just like Fred and George really fighting a bunch of Death Eaters.
Yeah, like they're all throwing like killing spells, and they're like, "You've got boat for feet."
Your shoes are turtles now.
Like, how funny would that be?
Yeah.
Fucking stupid.
Turtles will start walking off at high speeds, going, "Ah!"
All right. What are yours?
Slytherin, cat,
Patronus.
oh, Patronus is a leopard.
Look
And
at this guy,
hey man, I took the fucking quiz. That's not my fault.
a leopard.
They don't let you retake it. I'm just happy I didn't end up with like a snake or
Favorite
something.
class?
Favorite class? Probably potions. Potions.
Could
Like
you get more stereotypical?
I know. I was going to say mine would probably be Defense Against Dark Arts, and that's pretty Gryffindor stereotypical.
Yeah, it's
as
also
well,
stereotypical. Charms.
you're a Hufflepuff. I mean,
No,
let's be honest.
Hufflepuff's like herbology.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, no, I mean that's their thing. Like I like charms.
Ooh, I'm just
I was going to say probably
I'm
like
just a dandy boy.
Quidditch. Seems like a fun, like broom flying sounds
Yeah,
fun.
just like screw it. I don't want to do this shit. I live next to the kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Track drifting on brooms.
I think it's gonna be super interesting to as the months go by and we start seeing who's
More
been
and more
assigned as
news.
producers, who's the writers.
Oh, you'll start to see it fall
Casting.
Well,
apart.
I mean, we can
Yeah.
readdress this later.
Yeah.
You know.
All our predictions were wrong. It's terrible. Help.
Yeah.
Hopefully not. This could be like a groundbreaking TV show.
No, honestly, again,
Yeah.
HBO wants a win right
I
now.
think
they need to
they wanna play it
justify that
safe,
we
too.
are like the premier streaming service.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Who I didn't give any credit to? Apple TV
Apple's
Oh
been
yeah.
doing good stuff.
Oh yeah. With
with For All Mankind.
yes.
Like that is also
They-
for
they
like
could-
a
they could-
sci-fi fantasy show. They prove that they have the vision
And
to
also
pull through. on it.
Foundation. They did a really good job visually.
See, I didn't
Visually,
watch it, but
Yeah.
Don't watch it. It's really bad.
yeah,
not really bad. It's good.
the
It's really
point
bad.
though is that I think Apple might have a good swing at it if they were to get it.
Yeah. That's probably
Otherwise,
the only other one that wouldn't
otherwise I only trust
pollute the
HBO
waters. Yeah.
Yeah.
to visually like
I think HBO has so much going for it, especially with like the DC restructure and
Well, we're
with,
gonna see how that goes.
with this. I think that HBO has so much more
Potential.
going for it than potential that right now Disney has squandered a lot of goodwill with most of their products. Netflix is floundering. Does anybody know what's going on with NBC Universal? Are they still alive?
No,
Paramount's
I didn't
fucked.
realize that NBC Universal
They have
owns
one.
Rotten Tomatoes. Did you
Yeah.
know that?
yeah,
Yeah.
and
But
then
all
what do you
I'm
call it?
saying is-
MGM Plus now is
Yeah.
like coming going.
Yeah, all I'm saying is I think HBO has the most potential out of the current services.
Talking about streaming specifically.
No, out of the big studios.
Yeah.
Out of all the big studios, HBO, Warner, Discovery has such great potential with their IP and with like
Back catalog
with their back
rights.
catalog and rights and with the people that they've put in charge of certain departments that it would be such a predictable shame for them to fuck this up.
Okay. Let's think of something to end on. I'd say pick a character and say who you would cast as that character right now? It doesn't need to happen
difficult.
because it's going to be a couple of years probably till
Yeah,
this thing
yeah.
comes out. But like, if you can pick one actor that you would say that would be able to play
From the start or like at a certain point?
any point,
Oh, easy.
who?
I would love to see what's his name? Ralph Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes.
Ray Fiennes. I'd love to see Ray Fiennes
Play
as
Voldemort?
no Dumbledore.
He'd be a good Dumbledore. I could see him.
I think it would be very funny.
It would be ironic, but he also.
No, I think he could really pull that off.
You look at the way he plays in Grand Budapest Hotel. He's so sincere and kind.
Yeah, and then you could he
honest.
could also pull the he can pull that kind of like scary moment where Dumbledore gets no, but like he can definitely pull that. But imagine that moment, but his character from the Menu.
Harry, why did you put?
Yeah,
Why
like
did you
where
put
it's
your
like a
name in the Goblet
very
of Fire?
sincere and almost terrifying quietness to it.
Yeah.
Where he comes at you like he's not mad, he's just disappointed.
No, he's mad, but he doesn't want you to know.
But you get what I mean. Like where it's like it's not an outward like anger mad. It's just like a very cold.
It's you fucked up stuff that you weren't supposed to know about,
Yeah.
and now you have to know about it.
And now you have to know about it. So
Yeah.
like why did you do this, sir?
Yeah, I could see it.
I could see him playing a very good Dumbledore if they just pull some, movie magic and make him old like they make Colin Farrell ugly.
It's really easy to make somebody old. It's really hard to make somebody young.
Yeah.
I have a stupid
And that
thought
way you
that
bake
actually
in
might work.
like
Yeah.
him not being, gone.
Adam Sandler could play a great.
Hagrid.
No, he would have to be
I'm waiting to say it.
who?
No, you go for it.
I'm kind of thinking Mad Eye Moody.
That's dead, man. I love him.
What did you just say?
He said the Sandman.
Man, that's too much. I love him.
You see that thing with the
Like just like kind of angry, crazy. Yeah.
He would be
Yeah.
a good Mad Eye. Have you seen
In a weird way.
Have you seen the
If he could do a
more
British
recent
accent.
thing
Yeah.
where he was on the carpet with Jennifer Aniston for like Vacation 2 or whatever
Yeah.
it is?
And
And there's this dude like crouching down.
That's a good movie.
And they both
Ish.
go, "What are you doing? Stand up." And he goes, "No, I don't want to block." He's like, "Block what?" And the guy stands up. He's like Jacob height, 6'6". And Adam Sandler goes, "Well, just take your hat and go." And the pig hammer pans up, and there's this big chandelier thing that looks like a hat right on top of him.
that movie, very moving.
Jennifer Aniston's eyes go massive the second this dude gets up, and she goes, "Oh, I get it now."
That movie was
I would love to.
it's interesting. They had some great throwaway
My
lines.
dream casting for Adam Sandler is as the Thing from the Fantastic Four, because imagine him saying it's clobbering time in a stupid fucking voice.
You should be Peeves.
He'd be great.
He'd be a great Peeves.
But-
No question. He'll be a great Peeves.
How much funnier would Peeves be if he was doing an intentionally bad British
Don't-
accent the whole time? Oi, governor, how yous doing?
Don't
Me's
they better
Peeves.
not cast like they. I don't want them to do
So
something
loud.
like. They better not cast like Jack Whitehall as Peeves or something annoying like that.
Jack Whitehall would. I could see Jack Whitehall in the show.
He could be in the show. Would be
I
bad
could-
Peeves.
I
Bad
see him
news.
as,
It's a
um,
Skarsgård.
Honestly though, Peeves could be a Skarsgård could pull off Peeves.
No, I could see Jack Whitehall as Lupin. He's got that kind of snivelly, like
He actually could play
kind,
Lupin. Yeah.
that kind like nervous quality.
Yeah.
idea what that is.
You watched Jungle Cruise?
Yeah.
The guy, the boy,
The English guy.
the brother.
Skinny,
Yeah.
lanky,
yeah.
tall English
Oh,
comedian.
who's the fellow who played Jonathan from
Yeah, I could see him in. He'd be a good
From The
Snape.
Mummy?
He'd
Okay,
be
so which
good
character
Snape.
is The Rock
Plural.
going to shoehorn his way into the franchise with?
Who's the Rock? Dude, the Rock is playing fucking
Interestingly
He's going to
fluffy.
be he's
Professor
actually
McGonagall. What are you guys talking
yeah.
about?
They're replacing Dumbledore with Black Adam.
The hierarchy of the wizarding world is about to change. The
Man,
lowest
that
hanging
movie-
joke of all time.
That movie flopped so goddamn hard.
yeah,
It was Shazam 2 could have been good. Black Adam was never going to be good.
yeah.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I feel so bad for Zachary Levi.
Yeah. Anyway,
like him.
Yeah.
So you said Ray Fiennes.
Yeah, I think he'll make a
um,
really solid Dumbledore.
I honestly, I'm not going to back down from my Adam Sandler.
Adam
Could
Sandler?
actually pull off Peeves. I
Yeah,
think.
he could. He would be really funny. It's just like,
But he
shit.
should be done. It should be done in the same way that they did Tom Cruise in
Tropic Thunder.
Tropic Thunder, where no one knows who it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you could hide it because you just do a CG character and that's
Yeah.
it.
Yeah,
I really hope he does. If that's the case, Peeves having like a really bad British accent would be like meta narratively fucking hilarious.
yeah. Because he just a lot of
He's-
times
he's
you don't
just a-
really hear Peeves talk. He's just
a
off.
Yeah, doing
he's
something
taunting
awful.
people or doing stupid things in
No,
the
that's,
periphery.
trust me, they nailed it with the game
Yeah.
where like you're just walking down a hall and Peeves is shredding some kid's book.
Yeah.
And the kid's just going, Peeves, stop, I'm gonna be late to
I
class.
mean, the best thing I saw Peeves doing was like he locked some kid in the bathroom.
You're talking about in the game.
Yeah, he locked some kid in the bathroom. They're like, Peeves, let me out of here. I'm just so scared. He's like, I'm gonna tell you a nursery rhyme.
Another just a great casting. Moaning Myrtle was
Yeah, she was
so,
great.
Wasn't she actually? She was American, right?
I have
wasn't
no
that.
It was to say, I mean, they could just cast my ex.
I don't know who I would
I thought it
cast
was
as
funny.
anybody. In
You asked the bloody question, didn't you?
no, he asked.
Oh.
It's
Yeah.
hard.
It's difficult because like it's hard to imagine anybody who's not already cast. I think that Daniel Radcliffe would be a great.
Okay,
fucking,
how about this then? Take the biggest named English actors at the moment. Henry Cavill. Who's he playing?
Henry Cavill is playing like a
Jack Dumbledore?
He's playing Harry.
No, honestly,
surrounded by
He's just
toddlers.
crammed
toddlers.
into the cupboard
no,
under the stairs.
honestly, I would just run him as Bill Weasley.
Yeah,
Famous Bill
yeah,
Weasley?
he could do Bill.
Bill Weasley's the dude
Yeah,
who
actually-
sucker punches dragons. Like the only person I can
Yeah.
buy in that role is Henry Cavill.
Yeah.
Oh, who's the guy that pulled the French supermodel?
you know who
and
could actually
punched
be
out a
great
dragon?
in it? Cillian Murphy.
Cillian Murphy would be good.
Cillian Murphy will be good as what's his name?
You know what? Cillian
Crumb?
Murphy could pull off Snake.
Yeah.
Snape.
like-
Sorry, not Snake.
Crumb.
No, not Victor Crumb. No, I'm.
I think Cillian.
Who's the David Tennant's character from number 4?
Crouch.
Crouch.
Barty Crouch.
Barty Crouch Jr. He
should
could
be
pull up Barty Crouch
he
Jr.
should. He should not. He should be recast as a bigger role.
Who? Tennant?
Tennant.
Tennant.
Yeah.
Tennant would be great. Honestly, Tennant would be great as Lupin.
Tennant would be great as Peeves. What are you talking about?
Tennant would be great
He
as
can
Peeves.
fuck around.
Tennant would be better
Tennant-
as a professor.
Ten-
No,
Tennant
I want
fucks
him to be
around real
Lupin
good.
or
I think Cillian Murphy
someone
could
with,
be
like-
a decent. Both Tennant and Cillian Murphy could be a good Snape. I think. Come to think of it,
Yeah,
Snape-
Tennant was terrifying at Jessica Jones.
Yeah, he was great.
and he was
He
great
played
as
such a
Crowley
good
in Good Omens.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, he plays a very good villain. I can see Tennant playing something. Who's the chick from Broadchurch whose name I'm forgetting? She was also in.
Olivia Colman?
Oh,
Yeah, she could do a decent McGonagall, I think.
She could do Molly
She's not
Weasley.
old enough.
She could
Molly,
she'd
she
be
would
a
be very good
great.
Molly Weasley.
Have you seen her in her comedy roles?
Yes.
Yeah,
I have. She's great.
She's fantastic. Like
Who else
I-
is a huge?
her best
English
role
actor
is
right
in
now.
Who's the one who
Hot
did the
Fuzz.
chick?
Her
Doctor?
best role is Hot Fuzz.
Oh, you know that.
I've been around the station a few times.
You know that. Oh
Who
shit!
did the chick doctor?
You know who
Not
could
recently.
actually play Hagrid?
Jodie Whittaker.
Jodie Whittaker
No,
could also. She could do a good Trelawney or
You know,
Sprout.
What about this for Hagrid? What about who's the Simon Pegg's partner?
Nick Frost.
Nick Frost.
Nick Frost could pull off Hagrid.
He
Nick
could do
Frost
Hagrid.
might actually be able
He's
to pull off
lovable.
He's a sweet guy.
He's a sweet, lovable dude.
Hagrid with a thick Cockney accent.
I buy it.
Well, he
honestly.
says "blimey" a whole lot.
Yeah, blimey, Harry. Let's see.
Which is only when Harry does something like
Famous.
blow up a store. Just, blimey. Duh.
All right, you about ready to wrap this up?
Yeah, give me one
think
second. I want to just real quick scan through.
I really need a pee.
Anthony Hopkins could come and do something
Hopkins
in it.
is not going to come into this.
I'm just going down the list of I googled most famous English actors
Oh my
now.
God. Michael Caine.
Cumberbatch.
No.
No,
Veto.
I don't want him because he
Veto.
he just did Doctor Strange.
He could
When-
play.
when he does
He could play Voldemort.
when he does
No.
He would make a good. He
No,
already,
because we got him in Smaug.
he already kind of looks like a snake though.
Yeah.
He's got an otter snake thing. Yeah, no.
I
this is
want them to give Tom Riddle a lot more to do.
Yes.
Like I want to see more Tom Riddle and less and also more Voldemort.
All right, Tom Hardy. Could he be in it?
Tom
That's where you see him in
Hardy.
it?
Tom Hardy would be. I would love him as Mad Eye.
I was gonna say Hagrid.
No. I would
Tom
love.
Hardy can fuck about too. Like
I would love Tom Hardy as Mad Eye, where he's just playing
Alfie.
Alfie.
He would do it good.
Where he's like,
Alfie
he's
Shulman.
What about Michael Caine?
Michael Caine.
Nah,
out.
he's gonna be
No.
dead.
Ian McKellen? No.
No.
Gary Oldman's already been in it.
Yeah.
Tom Hiddleston?
He'd be an okay Snape, but that's playing to type.
I would give him
yeah.
as Tom Riddle, not as
He would be a good Tom Riddle.
Yeah,
not
he'd
as
be a good Tom
Voldemort,
Riddle.
but I give
Like
him
adult Tom Riddle.
like an adult Tom Riddle before he goes full Voldy.
Colin Firth?
Colin Firth, I would cast him as the Penguin.
Ooh, Colin Firth as no different Colin.
Other one. Other
okay.
one.
Colin Firth would be also
Colin
great.
Farrell
Voldemort.
would also be.
No, I would like him. Colin Farrell. I would
Oh,
like.
Colin Farrell's already been in it though. He's in
Yeah,
the
he was in Fantastic Beasts.
Beasts.
Bummer,
Yeah.
they wasted him.
Yeah.
He was so much more compelling
Tom
when he was just a
Holland.
dude with a bone to pick.
Tom Holland. Who would he be?
Tom Holland.
They're gonna cast him as agent's fucking fantastic.
Tom Holland, I would give him to.
I don't know, because he's too earnest in his roles
Yeah.
to suit Harry Potter, I think.
He would
Daniel
100%
Craig?
just be a cameo.
Oh, he could be. What's the older, between Bill and Fred and George?
Oh,
You mean
Percy?
Percy,
He
yeah.
could be Percy.
He's too old for it
No,
now.
he would be.
He's way too old for it now.
right.
Percy's supposed to be a prefect.
He's still playing fucking 16 years old in Marvel, dude.
What about Daniel Craig?
Daniel Craig, he'll play a stormtrooper in the
Finch.
background. Oh, he'd be a pretty good Finch.
Oh, not Finch. Filch.
Filch.
Filch?
He'd be great.
He's
at
too
that.
jacked for Filch.
But he likes playing those
Yeah,
roles.
but imagine him like just being like a crummy Jack dude.
Yeah.
His entire shtick is like, yeah, I work out because I got to wrestle these maniac fucking wizard kids.
What about
Korea?
Patrick Stewart?
He's not going to do anything.
I don't want him in it unless he does a quadruple tape.
A what?
A quadruple take.
Yeah.
Everybody do yourself a favor and look up Patrick Stewart doing a quadruple take.
Acting.
It's a great video.
Oh, is this like
It's a YouTube video that he did a while ago.
Is this like the Ian
like a
McKellen
double take?
in Extras, where he goes, "I simply read the lines." And he goes,
It's kind of similar.
Yeah.
Okay, let's wrap this up because I really gotta go.
okay, I got one more thing to suggest though.
God, I'm gonna.
Ben Kingsley,
No.
No.
Hugh Grant,
No.
Sean Bean,
I could see Hugh Grant as somebody, but not
Jeremy Irons?
Hugh Grant would be a good Arthur Weasley.
Jeremy Irons,
Jeremy Irons, also Filch.
Jason Statham.
No.
Also Filch.
All right, let's wrap it
All
up.
right, I'm gone.
We're done.
All right, peace out.
This has been the Chicken Poop Podcast.
This is